Hello students, welcome to Accounting 202, Managerial Accounting. This course is going to run from January the 5th through March 1st, 2026. I am Dr. Claudia Mercado and I will be your instructor for the course. I want to start off by welcoming you all to my class. I'm super excited to be your instructor this term. And I want to emphasize that if at any point in time you have any questions, concerns, please ensure to reach out to me. I am here to assist you. Now, this orientation is going to provide you a brief overview of some of the key areas about the course, such as course deadlines, the expectations, what we're going to be covering, a little bit about my background, my educational background, my work experience. That way you can have an idea of where I come from. And just a brief overview about important information that I feel is important to share with you. Okay, so let's begin. The course description, okay? So in this particular course, we're going to explain the financial impact of short-term and long-term business decisions, okay? By learning how accounting and other productivity information can be used to assess and improve the performance of an organization, managers will be provided with this essential information they need to execute growth strategies and select opportunities that create business value. So in this class, we're going to be doing a lot of managerial accounting, a lot of calculations that will assist us in making better business decisions. We're going to have a very important milestone project that's going to be 3 parts, milestone 1, 2, and 3. So it's a cumulative project that's going to help us assess and analyze business operations for a small business. Okay, so the intent of this course is to assist us in preparing us for making those better business decisions. Now, the course competencies. This course is going to cover 3 course competencies. The first one is we're going to describe how managerial accounting supports management information systems. We're going to utilize managerial accounting techniques and models to support an organization's strategic plan. And we're going to explain how managerial accounting is used to make decisions about short-term business opportunities, capital investments, and evaluating operational performance. Okay, all of our assignments are targeting these competencies. We want to make sure we strengthen and we develop the competencies in our course. Okay, so my educational background, to start off with, I was originally born in Mexico. I come from Reynosa, Mexico, Tamaulipas. I migrated to the United States when I was maybe like 3-4 years old. I am the first one in my family to go to college, so I'm very proud of that. I did not know if I had what it took to go to college. I was not very sure because I really didn't have any guidance from my family because none of them have gone to college. So when I graduated, I always thought that I was pretty smart, but I didn't know, in comparison to whom or what, how smart I was. I didn't know if I could handle college. So I started off with a certificate. Started small. I did very well. I moved on to getting my associates. Okay. After that, I said, hey, college is not that bad. So after getting my certificate and my associates at South Texas Community College, I went ahead and I transferred to the University of Texas Pan American, where I completed my bachelor's in accounting in 2006. Okay. Now, mind you, throughout all of this time that I'm going to school, I am working full time and I have children. I have 4 children. Okay, so it is difficult. Nobody tells you how difficult it is to juggle work, family, and school at the same time. Okay, it is complicated, and I understand because I've been there. Okay, so throughout all of this time that I am going to school, I go to school mostly part-time because I couldn't afford to go to school full-time. But you know what? I think the key here is not giving up. Okay, I started and I said, I need to finish. And I really enjoy this, so I might as well, put the time and effort into it. So I completed my bachelor's, and then if you see, there's a pretty big gap from 2006 to 2013. I was kind of like working at Lone Star National Bank at that time, and I was growing my career. It was very hectic. I was working 60, 70-hour weeks, so it was kind of difficult to put in my school there. Back in the day, there was not so much online because if it would have been, I would have been just, amazed. So we had to go to classes in person. So I was going to class from 8 at night to 10:30 at night. So the scheduling was difficult, but I didn't stop. And I eventually graduated in 2013 with my master's in accountancy. Okay. At that point, I decided to make a career change. I left the banking industry and I started working for a college, for South Texas College. So that allowed me the flexibility to go back to school, the time to be able to go back and to go to school. So I started on my doctorate, and I completed it in 2020. Okay. So as you can see, it is not instantaneous. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment. Okay. And we all can do it if we just have a goal and we work towards it. Maybe one semester you can take 2 classes, another semester you can take 3. Yeah, difficult semester you can take 1, but the key is not to stop. Okay. That is all I have to say. So this is my education. I've got a bachelor's and a master's in accounting and my PhDs in business administration with specialization in organizational leadership. Now, my work experience, I started off my work experience, well, prior to TRW, I used to work at HEB. It's a big grocery store chain here in Texas. After that, when I graduated with my certificate, I transitioned to TRW, where I was an accounts receivable, accounts payable coordinator. After that, I entered the banking arena, where I fell in love with banking. So I worked at Texas State Bank from 2002 to 2007. Working part-time, I started off as a loan accountant representative, and then I transitioned to becoming a teller supervisor. And the reason I made the change was so I could have more time to go to school. Okay, so sometimes you have to sacrifice your career a little bit to be able to meet additional goals, and my goal was to get my bachelor's degree at this point. So I went ahead and I did that. Okay, when I graduated with my bachelor's, there was an opportunity at Lone Star National Bank in accounting. And as if you see here, I started off as an accounting specialist 1. I had no experience in doing accounting for a bank, so I had to work myself up. Okay, I was not going to start up there as a vice president. I started as an accounting specialist. With time, dedication, commitment, you work yourself up. I moved up to being an account specialist 2. Then I became a senior accountant, a banking officer, and then eventually I became an operations project manager or vice president. Okay, so it took a lot of work to get to that vice president title. Okay, at that point, I decided, a shift was necessary for personal reasons. I had 4 children, and working from 7 in the morning to 7 at night, 6 days a week, was just not working for me. I was not spending time with my children. So I decided to leave the banking sector and go into the educational sector. So I've been working at South Texas College since 2014. I've held roles as assistant department chair. I love what I do, the flexibility it gives me, the opportunities I get to meet so many wonderful individuals and help them, find what they like, whether it be accounting, marketing, management, or whatever area that they like. To me, it's not about what I like, it's what they like. And as long as they identify and find their true calling, because they're going to be doing this for the rest of their life, it's just amazing to see their growth and how excited they are for getting a degree. Down here, I live in South Texas. There's a lot of families still that students are first generation college recipients, right? So it is wonderful to see these families really, how the lives of these families change because students get their education. Okay, so this is a brief overview of my work experience. Now, going to the course, important information about the course. I post announcements every week. I post 2, 3, 4 announcements depending on the week. And the announcements are intended to provide you with important information. Okay, for the week, reminders about due dates, deadlines, instructions on how to complete the assignments. I put videos. For example, when you're completing your milestones, you're going to be using Excel. I give you little videos of things that will hopefully help you if you're not very knowledgeable with Excel. But please read all announcements posted. Okay. Please adhere to all assignment deadlines. The assignments are on your core syllabus. Okay. On the announcements, I also post reminders about those deadlines, okay? So there's really no excuse for students to forget. I recommend that you put your deadlines in your phone, in your calendar. That way you know, oh, this is due today. I need to make sure that I complete it, okay? If you need clarification on any of your assignments or any of the instructions, please ask before submitting your assignment for grading, okay? Once an assignment has been submitted and grading, I will not allow the assignment to be resubmitted, okay? because I've already graded it and I've already provided you with feedback on how to improve it. Okay, so the intent of the assignment is that before you submit it to me, you've already understood and completed all of the requirements, and then I give you feedback. Okay, and what I get a lot is, Miss, I didn't know I had to do this. That's why I didn't put it in. It's stated in the instructions. So if you forgot to include it, then it's not on me, okay? So before you submit your work, please have your assignment instructions on one side, have your paper or the assignment on the other, and notate, yes, I've already completed this requirement, and this requirement, so you don't have anything falling through the cracks and you don't miss anything, okay? No resubmissions are allowed once an assignment has been graded, okay? If you are working on a problem set or a milestone and you need clarification, please provide me with the problem information and your attempted step-by-step solution so I can provide guidance. I will not provide you with the answer. Now, I have a lot of students message me, Miss, I am lost with the problem set. Okay, what does that mean? Lost how? First of all, which problem in the problem set are you working on? And what area in the problem are you lost? Okay. If you're lost in the entire problem, to me that shows that you haven't quite read the reading material. Okay. Because most of the assignments are covered in the reading material. So you need to read first and then complete your homework. Okay, so it is very important that the reading occurs first and then you attempt your problem set assignments because they're tied to the reading material. In my announcements, on top of that, I also post notes about the chapter to help highlight key points. I post videos that help you strengthen your understanding of the topic. So it is the student's responsibility to review all of the resources that I provide. Okay, and then I can go ahead and fill in the gaps. Okay. Now, in order for me to fill in the gaps, I need to see what you're doing. I need to see you attempt the problem so I can figure out if you're missing a step, if you're doing your math incorrectly, or whatever the case might be. So show me the problem, send me a screenshot of the problem and your attempted step-by-step solution so I can review it and provide guidance. Not the answer, but guidance. Okay. On the discussion, please ensure that you answer all of the discussion prompts in full and organize your responses in an easy to follow manner. Now, for the discussions, the initial post is due by Thursday of each week. You have to respond to 2 of your peers by Sunday. Now, this is my recommendation as an instructor. The day that you work on your discussion, please get everything done at once. Post your initial post and reply to 2 peers. Okay, why? Because a lot of the times, I would say 40 to 50% of the time, students post the initial post and they forget to go back and do their responses to 2 of their peers, really affecting their grade negatively. Okay, so if you're already working on the discussion, get it out of the way, post everything at once. That way you highlight and you mark off, I'm done with the discussion for the week. I posted my initial post and I responded to my peers. Okay, just make sure that you keep up with that. Original post is due on Thursday. 2 peer responses is due by Sunday of each week where discussions are available. Okay. Now, we are going to be working on a fabulous milestone project during the semester. It encompasses 3 sections, okay? So we're going to complete milestone 1 in week 2, milestone 2 in week 4, and milestone 3 in week 5 during the semester, okay? You need to have the answers, the correct answers for milestone 1 to work on milestone 2 because the information carries over. You need to have the correct information in milestone 1 and 2 to work on milestone 3. So when I grade your milestone projects, I'm going to highlight the areas that are wrong. Okay, I'm going to put them in yellow. Okay, that way you go back and review those items that I've highlighted for you. Okay, now revisions are not allowed, but you can send me via email your revisions. Miss, I've completed the revisions on the items that you noted. Can you please check them again? And I will. Okay, but this is through email. Once you upload module 1 or milestone 1 for grading, I grade it and I give you feedback and I give you a grade. That grade is set. From that point forward, if you want me to review milestone 1, you need to email it to me and all of the correspondence will be through email back and forth with if you have it right or not right. Okay? The same thing for milestone 2 and 3. You upload it to the assignment for grading. I grade it. I provide you with feedback. If I tell you that you have areas that are incorrect, then you email me with the revisions and I will get back with you through email. Okay? It is very important that you embed all formulas and cell references. You need to always show me how you calculated each of the numbers. So make sure that you embed your formulas and cell references. A cell reference is if you are getting a number from another tab or another cell, link it. So that way I know this number is obtained from the second tab or the first tab or whatever tab it is. Okay? And in your announcements, I have posted information on how to enter formulas and cell references. So make sure that whenever we're working on milestone 1, that you go in there and there's videos about formulas and cell references provided. Read all of the announcements posted related to the projects. Upload the file in Excel format. Do not upload it in PDF. Reason being, I put notes in your file, so I need to have access to selecting the cells that are right, that are wrong, typing out notes for you. Okay, so I need the file uploaded in Excel. Okay, I will not accept any files that are missing formulas or cell references. Students must always show their work and calculations. Okay, make sure that you check your file before you upload it, that all of the formulas are embedded within the cell. Okay, so in the cell, you're going to put equal sign, okay? 10 cents times 20, and that will give you a number. So that way I know that you're multiplying these two numbers or whatever the case might be, okay? Enter the formula in the cells so I can be able to see your calculations, okay? Corrections must be made before moving forward to future milestone assignments. You can email me the file for review. The revisions will not alter the grade earned, okay? Once the assignment is graded, that is your grade. If you later correct it and you get 100% on it, marvelous. That is what we're aiming for, but your grade will stay as is. Okay, I will not revise your grade. Now, this is very important because a lot of students submit late assignments. Okay, so you have 1 week from Monday through Sunday to complete your assignments with no penalty. That is the week that you have to work on your assignments. If you do not get to finish or complete your work for that week, you have 1 more week to complete your work, but it's going to cost you 10%, okay? A 10% late penalty, okay? So please make sure that you adhere to this deadline, okay? So you have 1 week to complete the assignment, and then you have an extra week for late submissions with a 10% late penalty. Anything above 2 weeks will not be accepted, okay? Not. I've had students on week number 8 trying to submit assignments from week number 1. They're not acceptable. Okay, the deadline has passed. You only have total 2 weeks to complete your assignments. Now, for discussions, those are not accepted late. Not even 1 week. If you don't complete the assignment by the deadline, that it is not accepted. It is critical that you adhere to the discussion board deadlines, as they are intended to be a collaborative effort between you and your peers, so you all can collaborate and communicate. Okay. So like I stated earlier, if it takes you longer than 1 week and you roll over to the next week, that's considered late and a 10% penalty applies. Okay. Students who submit assignments more than 1 week late will receive a grade of a 0 on the assignment unless they have made prior arrangements with the instructor. Now, if you know for a fact, let's say you're having surgery, or let's say you were involved in a car accident, or whatever the case might be. The key here is to communicate with me because I don't know what's going on in your life. And if something out of the ordinary, okay, this is not work, this is out of the ordinary, you have fallen sick of something and it's going to take you some time to recover, or whatever the case may be, let me know and then we can work on extending your deadlines if needed. But I need to be made aware before the semester ends. I had a student did not submit any work on the last week of the semester. He explained to me that he had been involved in an accident and he wanted to make up all of the assignments. I was like, you have not participated in any of the assignments and you're letting me know this on the last week of the semester? I cannot give you an incomplete because incompletes are intended only if you're missing one assignment or two, the maximum, not the entire semester's worth of assignments. You will need to retake the class. Okay. So as soon as you become aware of a situation, let me know. Don't wait until the end of the semester because at that point I will not be able to help you. Okay. Students need to submit all of their assignments no later than midnight in their own zone on the last day of the term. No assignments are accepted after the last day of the term unless an incomplete has been submitted. Okay, so please make sure that the last day of the semester, which for this semester will be March the 1st, you submit all assignments prior to March the 1st. If I get them after, they will not be graded. You will get a 0. Okay. If at any point in time during the course, during the semester, you have any questions about anything, please contact me. I am available. You can always email me at c.mercado@snhu.edu. If you need to talk to me, maybe do a Zoom call, just send me a message. Let me know that you want to speak with me, that you want to set up some time. I'll send you a meeting invite and we can coordinate the date and time that we can communicate with each other, okay? So my office hours are by arrangement as needed, but you can always email me with questions, concerns, and I will try to respond as soon as possible, okay? So I am looking forward to a great semester. Please make sure that you stay organized from day number 1, that you get all of your resources so you can begin working on your assignments. Print out a copy of your syllabus. I highly encourage that to all of my students that you print a copy of your syllabus. That way you can have a physical tangible copy, and that way when you're working on your assignments you can highlight or mark off the assignments that you've completed. That way you don't fall behind or you don't forget to complete a specific assignment. Okay, so that is it for this short orientation video. I am super excited to be here, and I wish you all a successful semester ahead. Bye bye.